Friends and neighbors, it's Neo Street. I'm back again. I made it to the second break of another tournament on PokerStars, and I really was getting hit in the face by the deck a lot in the beginning of this tournament, which is a nice thing to have happen. I just got good hand after good hand and climbed my way up. And then obviously things can't last that way, so I fell back down, but then I had a resurgence later on, and so I'm now in seventh place of only 13 remaining of the original 231. The prize pool is 10.1 million, and the money up top for first place is 1,040,000. So here I'll take a quick look at my stats. Seeing the flop 33% of the time. I've won 6 of 8 showdowns and 5 pots without showdown. And so because there were not as many entries as there have been before, there are less people who make it to the second break, because apparently they do the same time schedule whether no matter how many how many entries are made. So I'll fold this. So basically there's one table of 7 players, which is one I'm sitting at, and there's another table with 6 players. So I finally get an advantage where the blinds are going to hit me less hard than the players at the other table. So that's all to the good. And next hand I'll be getting the big blind. Big blind right now is at 2.4K. So I have lots of chips to play with. So I'm not too worried about making the final table, but those could be famous last words. So by rights I should have kept my mouth shut and stayed quiet on that, but can't help it sometimes. All right, so here comes the big blind my way. It's always nice to see an ace in your first hole card. So hope it checks around. I'll check it myself and see what we get on the flop. So I moved up to 6th through no fault of my own. Must have been someone at the other table, or who knows. But you go up and down, don't get too excited. Okay, so that's a check. And that's a fold. No brain cells harmed. Yeah, when you go up against the big stacks, you better have the goods, or you shouldn't be staying in the hand. What this player did is put Z's out there, meaning you're taking so long, I'm falling asleep. It's a way to try to get the other players to act faster. I used to do that myself when I was playing cash games, but I've never done it in a tournament. So here I have the dealer button, meaning if I want to, if I stay in the hand, I'll be the last to act on every street except for this pre-flop betting round. But 7-5 offsuit is nothing to write home about. So now I'm in 10th. Again, the cast of characters shuffles around. Okay, so no one's been knocked out yet. So we're all hanging tight. Someone just got knocked out. Okay, so now there are 12 players left. Need to fade 3 players to make the final table. I'll fold this without shame. So now I'm one above being caboose boy. Huh. So yeah, the stacks have evened out at the bottom anyway. It's a fairly nice distribution looking at it. So this is a fold. So I'm 2 hands away from the big blind. I mean getting the big blind, hitting my stack. Well, this B-star guy is doing another thing saying he's sleeping because he's getting so bored waiting for people to act. I don't think people are taking that long. Okay, I got a big slick. You don't want to fold a big slick if you can help it. Alright, I have 2 overcards to the board, so I can call this. Okay, I paired my king, so I have top pair. So I'll bet it. And I'll bet this one too. Actually, I'll just take it down now, in case he's trying to check raise me. Okay, that popped my stack up to 5th place. So that was a bit of alright, put some color in my cheeks. And I have a pair of 5s here. Pairs are good, but they're best when you're heads up, which I am right now, because everyone's dropped out except this guy and me. So I'll see the flop. Check it down. Someone hit their flush draw if they had one. So I'll just check it all the way down. If he doesn't have a pair and doesn't pair the board, I win. Okay. So that wasn't a very big pot to win, but it's better than not winning a pot. So I'm still in 5th. Now there's another player got knocked out, so there's 2 players to fade to make the final table. Jack 9 offsuit is good enough since I am in the small blind to call it. I'll check that. Yeah, you get used to doing a lot of checking and a lot of folding, but you can't win unless you call or bet. So you gotta make those times count. So this is not one of those times. Let the other boys fight it out. Okay, so this person who only has 8.4k chips is probably at the other table. So a pair of 9s is calling hand. So we'll see. He's getting on fumes now. He might be the next to be knocked out. You never know. No, I'm not going to call that. That's over half my stack. So he knew just the right way to bully me. King Jack, looking pretty nice and pretty. 2 royals. Oh man, this person is now putting me to the test, and I'm not up for this test. I flunked. No, it doesn't mean I flunked. He probably would have. He probably had a good hand. 9 deuce offsuit. That's an easy fold. So now I'm down to 8th place, but I have about double the stack of the person who's Caboose Boy, who's at the other table. Okay, but big blind coming my way again next hand. You can't avoid the blinds. They're like death and taxes. But you try to keep your stack big enough so that it can survive getting hit by them. So that you can have more orbits. The more orbits, the better. Yeah, I guess some of these guys are taking a bit of time. Surprised the person who puts out the Z's didn't put out another string of them. Okay, King 10 in the big blind. Oh, he did put a Z's out finally. I'll check that. Oh, that's a toughie. So if a queen hits, I have a straight. So I'll take a flyer on a queen. No, sir. So that was a little bit frisky of me to do. But you gotta get frisky every now and then. Not all the time, of course. You gotta pick your moments. And again, that was a gut shot straight draw, so it's better to have an open-ended one where you have eight potential cards that could give you the pot instead of just four. So I probably shouldn't have called that, but I felt frisky, as I said. Okay, oh, so someone did get knocked out at the other table. So we're now to 10 players. So that's six. The other table only has four, so they'll divide us up, so we'll have five now. Okay, here's five for this table. So I'm on the small blind. So the next knockout will make everyone else will make the final table. So the next payout is for 10th place is 172,000. And ninth place is 203, so that's an extra 31 grand just for fading a person. So let's fade somebody. Okay, I can get out of this one. So the caboose boy is from, I think that's Germany, Belgium. So he's got only 9. So he's at the other table. So I'm very close to him in chips. Ace 5 offsuit, that's good enough to call. Especially since I have the dealer button. Okay. All right, I'm gone now. This guy went over the top of me. That's what bullies do. All right, now I am caboose boy with 6 grand in chips. So I might have spoken too soon, as I had said earlier that I thought for sure I'd make the final table. But when you get down to only one person left to fade, and you go hand for hand. So if this table ends up finishing first, we'll wait around till the other table finishes. So that's not quite good enough. Plus, I'm on the bubble of the final table. So when you're near the bubble of anything, unless you have a really good hand, just fold, because you want to try to just hang on to make it a money jump. So that's what you try to ladder up, make a money jump. So I want a money jump of 31,000. So we'll see. So this table did finish before the other table did. Oh, okay. Well, now, why'd they take they usually leave that text up until the other table finishes, so I'm not sure what's going on here. But apparently the other table is still having their hand in play. Yeah, these are silly little things that people can send to each other. Like, so he was saying, "Oh, you're a crybaby" to me. I don't know why he said that. I forget which one did it. So if you sometimes I throw them back. So here's things I can do: send a rocket, you're crying, a horseshoe, or a snowball. Some people have really exotic ones. These are just default ones. I never tried to get them, but they just give them to you. But other people have these very elaborate ones. Like one is a fishing rod that pulls a fish out of the water. So okay, I'll go all in on my kings. Cowboys. I'm going to try to ride them Cowboys. And if I win, then I get a big chip infusion. I double or triple up if someone calls me. Okay, I got one caller. And I'm in good shape, good shape. There we go. I doubled up. So now, okay, the final table, the lights are on. Yes, sir. I'm now in 8th place of 9. And I'm in the big blind with crap hand, cocktail napkins. So I'm folding this. And I have a good chance to ladder up because I'll get hit by the small blind next hand. And then after that, I'll have 7 hands where I won't have to pay anything but an ante. So hopefully 1 or 2 people will get knocked out in that orbit, and then I make them 1 or 2 money jumps. So right now the next payout for 9th place is 203,000. The payout for 8th place is 243,000. So that's a $40,000 jump. So the jumps just keep getting bigger, and that's the way we like it. Okay, 9-2 suited, not good enough, especially when I'm a small stack. I'm just gonna be meek and just try to ladder up, fly under the radar. Let the big boys battle it out. Okay, well that's an insta-fold. So one thing I had never mentioned in any video, I probably should have, is they show you the flag of the country you're in. So I'm from the US, so it shows an American, a US flag. This next guy up is Hungary. This one's Argentina, this one's in Italy. So some of them I recognize. I think this one's Argentina again, yes, of course. So there's 2 Argentines in the final table. And again, they're acting pretty slow. It's only on the flop. So he was considering what to do, and he folded. That was the chip leader who folded. So here's another fold for me. So this person from Argentina is Caboose Boy. So he's up here. So he's going to get hit by the big blind and the small blind before I will. So maybe he'll get knocked out. And what they do is, so this is showing his number of chips here. It also shows it over here. So this shows what he actually has, and this shows what he had before the hand started. They update this when the hand's over. So yeah, this call me maybe now guy who's the chip leader is taking a long time to make his decisions, which is interesting. Usually it's easier to make decisions when you're in a position to be able to bully other people. But the guy in second is not too far behind him. He's got 2,000 less chips. Okay, now a leader change. So now the guy who used to be in first is now in third. And the new leader is the other one from Argentina. So Argentina players are at the top and bottom right now. I can't play ducks. They call them ducks because they look like the outline of 2 ducks swimming along in the water. So yeah, so this orbit has not done what I had hoped it would do so far. So now on 1, 2, 3, 4, I have 4 more hands where I don't get a blind. So I'm hoping in one of those hands someone else gets knocked out so I can get my money jump. But if wishes were horses, beggars would ride, as they say. It's another fold. So yeah, when you're a short stack, you gotta just get used to folding and often, folding early and often, as you're often told how to vote. All right, so now the Caboose Boy is all in. He fell in because he didn't have enough chips for the ante and the small blind. So he has a good chance of getting knocked out this hand, meaning I have a good chance of making a money jump. up to 8th place. So what I had hoped would happen is looking like it's going to happen, but we'll see. He needs another caller. Okay, he's up against two people, and sometimes they just check back, check back, check back, hoping to knock the guy out and not really hurt each other's stacks. And that's legal to do as long as you don't say you're going to do it, but just know in your head you're going to do it. So they just checked it all the way down the line and see who wins. Oh no, he's betting it now finally. So he's repping that he's got a heart flush. But he had a full house. He crushed him. Okay, I got my money jump. So the next place paid is 8th place for 243. And the one up from that at 7th place is 294, for that's another 51,000. And I've got aces. I'll just put it all in. Yes, sirree. So now I saw who threw that snowball at me, so I'll throw a snowball at him. Okay, so I'm looking pretty good, unless that is actually a straighty kind of a board. If there's a 10 jack, that's a straight. So I hope no one has a 10 jack. So I've got two pair now. This guy's bidding so big, I think I might be gone. He's just betting so big. Oh, good, 86%, 100%. Okay. He was just bluffing. Well, he had queens, but I had aces, so what are you going to do? So I popped up to 5th place. So I got 32,000 in chips. So as you see, it's just people get popped up and down like corks on the water. Like the tide's coming in, the corks bob up and down because the waves come in and they go back out. So that's a check. That's another check. And probably a fold if he bets. So I'll just take it on down the line. Okay. So we both have two pair now. We're just playing the board. So I've got a good kicker. So I outkick him. Oh no, he had the same kicker. So we chop the pot. So I'm not going to call this because 6 deuce, even though it's suited, is not very good. So I love being in the middle. I'm in the middle now, 5th of 8. So 4th and 5th are, you can consider the middle positions. So it's like you can fly under the radar of the top guys, and you can try to bully the ones below you if you have enough chips. Okay, now I drop down to 6. But I've got, there's a start of an orbit, so I'm hoping this orbit will have someone else knocked out too. So I'll fold this. 9-6 offsuit is nothing really. And I have to keep readjusting this to see who's up top. So he's got 75,000. It's the other guy from Argentina. So yeah, sometimes the stacks kind of level out because really by rights, the people who are left are, and generally speaking, good players, else they wouldn't have made it this far. So 9-3 offsuit is a fold. So again, if I make the next money jump, it'll be another, so the next payout is 8, so 7, so yeah, it's 51,000 more. So that's more than the buy-in was. The buy-in was 50,000. So the next money jump is 51,000. And then they just keep getting bigger after that. So it's almost feels sometimes like taking candy from a baby. When you get up to the top level, it's like sometimes you just luck your way all the way, laddering up to heads up. And I love playing heads up, and I never get to play it hardly, so I'm hoping I can get to play it again today. But we shall see. Okay, so, someone did drop out. What am I talking about? I'm not even noticing what's going on. So this guy, whoever this guy was, dropped out. So now I tell you what the next money jump I'm aiming for would be. So now I'm in 5th of 7. Let me put it so you see who we all are. So 7th place is the next payout. 6th place is 345. So that's another 51. So okay, I'll call that. Ace 10, not bad. Yeah, I'm sort of chatting enough, maybe chatting too much and not paying enough attention to what I'm doing. But after a while, things become almost automatic when you play poker long enough. You don't really need to use all your brain to play, which is kind of fun. So you have a little bit of your brain doing that, but the rest you can talk and chat. So here's a flush possibility. So I'm gone. So I've been doing well lately in terms of trying to cut into my. I was mentioning some videos ago that I was over 1.5 in the hole for the year. So I've dropped that down to about 600K in the hole. So this will be another big chunk that'll take out of that. So I'm hoping that before that's a hammer, 7-deuce offsuit. And so I'm hoping that in not too far in the future, I'll be in the black for the year. And I'm usually in the black a lot earlier in the year than over halfway through it. So I had to sort of battle back from. You get periods of slumps. You can't avoid slumps sometimes. So just have to soldier through. That's a fold. All right, so I'm one above Caboose Boy, but I've got almost 3 times his number of chips. So what seat is he in? He's mad somebody. Okay, he's here. So he's all in just now. So if someone calls him, he's at risk. So he got 1 call, maybe 2. Okay, he's really at risk. That's looking good for another money jump for yours truly. And they're just going to check it down and hope he gets knocked out. Sort of the silent collusion that can happen at the final table. Okay, so this guy, he's knocked out. I got another money jump. So I'm just laddering up. Now I am Caboose Boy. So, and I got a good holding. So I'll check that. So the next place payout is 345, and the one above that is 416. So that's another 71,000. Okay, that's what I'm talking about. So I'll just throw caution to the winds, double this bet up, because I've got a good kicker. I'll put the rest of my money in, my chips in. Chips aren't money. Okay, 88%, 100%. Yes, sirree, Bob. Okay, so now I'm in 4th place. I'm in the middle position again. 3 and 4 can be considered the middle. So I'm just where I want to be. It's a sweet spot, and I get the dealer button next hand. Oh, obviously this is a clear fold. So, but there's only 6 people left, so that means 2 out of every 6 hands, we're all going to get hit by the small blind and the big blind in each orbit. 2 of 6. So that means blinds are hurting us more than if we're at a table of 9 still. So this guy's raising it all up. So come on, people, knock each other out. Let me ladder up again. And all right, so if you get a king 6 suited, you should call it. You got to call some hand sometime. Okay, so I have a backdoor flush draw. If the turn and the river both hearts, I get a flush, but I'm gone. So I'll just look to see what happens unless this guy folds too. But he's the one. Okay, let me go to who's in first. Asterisk. So he's the chip leader, but he just took a hit. And this guy, so now that'll mean I'm caboose. No, I'm still not caboose boy, I'm fifth. So pair is good. Pairs are good, but especially heads up. So I'll just call this. And they call it set hunting. I'm hoping a 7 shows up in the flop. So it's called set hunting when you back a pair like this. So this guy was all in. So I'm just gonna go with it and see what happens. Okay, now this guy could put me off the hand if he wanted to. He can still put me off the hand. So we're doing the silent collusion thing. Okay, so he won with his jack, and maybe that was a knockout for this guy. Yes, sir. I'm now caboose boy, but I have the 5th place money, which is 416 grand. Yes, sir. So the next jump after that is 513. So that's another 97. So the next money jump is 97 grand. They just get ridiculous up at the top. So that's almost double the buy-in. So I'll just check this, obviously. It looks like, I think my time has come. You sort of know when it does, but okay, I have a straight, open-ended straight draw here. If a 5 or a jack hits, I've got a straight. So I'll bet it. See, I won't scare off this guy, probably. Okay, so nothing. I wanted it to be an 8. Sorry, I should have said an 8 or a 5, not a jack or a 5. Okay, I'm pot committed. This will probably be it, folks. So it's been real, it's been fun. 11%, 0. Huh. Yeah, I am gone, but I'm gone in 5th for a whopping 416,000. So I had fun, and I shall see you all later.